And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Dragons!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
The New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
The playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
On the field in just relentless fashion and getting up early in that first quarter, 20-3. That I thought it was just a great way to start. And I felt like the bye week came at a really good week for Tech. And I felt like Sonny Cumbie and his coaches made some great adjustments during the bye week to where, that first half really set the tone for the whole game, even though we didn't play well the second half. But I thought that, especially the first quarter, just jumping out really, really on them 20-3 was just a tone setter for the rest of the game. I thought McNeil played really, really well. Threw 4 touchdowns, no picks. I thought we ran the ball a little better, something we have talked about in the past, something we got to do more efficiently is run the ball. So I felt like it was a complete game. Defense played great, especially there at that first, the last drive of the first half and the first 2 drives of the second half. All 3 of those drives, they got inside the 10-yard line and they came out with 0 points. I thought those 3 drives were pretty much how we won this game. I mean, when they're inside the 10 on 3 straight drives and come out with 0 points, I felt like that was a huge, huge feather in our cap, a huge win for us there. And I can't say enough for Scott Power and the defense, how well they have played this year, being that it's only their 5th game. I felt like they done very, very well this year.
Yeah, and I heard him on an interview today, and he made the comment. He said, you got to realize, we had some transfer portal guys and some new guys, and this was literally their 5th game running this system.
Yep.
And he said, we've got some sets and some plays that we're gonna, that we're throwing at them this week in practice, and it's the first time these guys have seen some of these calls. So.
Wow.
So it's still, these guys are young, new coaching staff. Anytime you have a new, new staff that comes in like that, it's, you've got some growing pains, and
yep.
and fortunately for us, UTEP's quarterback was not as accurate. I don't know, Clay. You may can add to that. I know you have some strong feelings about UTEP and their quarterback play.
Yeah. So I felt that UTEP lost the game the second they gave Tech the ball to start the game. That was whenever that decision was made, I turned to Chance. I was like, this ain't going to be good, because what UTEP does, and if you look at the way that they've played this season, or look at how they succeeded last season, they're at their best when they run the ball 75% of the time and throw it the other 25%. But whenever they kick the ball off to Tech, and Tech just got to settle in with their offense, put up immediate points, UTEP had to play from behind the rest of the game, and that's not how they can win at all. Their quarterback, he can make like deep throws, but it's at his best whenever he can set up the run and get the defense to, be focused in on that, and then just hit the deep shot. That's how he did it last year. Jacob Cowing, who is now at Arizona, putting up good numbers. He transferred out, was like one of the best receivers in the nation last year. Dude would hit 50-yard plays every game. Like, that's how they would do it. But whenever Tech goes out there and scores, what was it, 6 plays, the game was over there. That's what I really felt like it. UTEP's secondary is a weakness, to say the least. They're not necessarily terrible at coverage. They can't tackle. As you could see, a lot of the plays when they put Smoke in just like a freaking jet sweep or something, and then Smoke just would run as fast as he could and just go all the way. He had like a 50-yard. No, it might not have been Smoke. It might have been Harris on like that third down when UTEP made it like a 6-point game in the third or fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah, in the fourth.
Yeah, and then who was it? Yeah, 3rd and 2. Trey Harris, 64 yards, and it was on like a 5-yard slap.
Yeah,
like that's all it was. They can't tackle in that second level.
And they got lucky with Smoke Harris there not scoring that long touchdown. I believe it was the second quarter where he stepped out of bounds. Right. And so I can see what you're saying where their tackling wasn't up to par. But yeah, I felt like us getting off to a fast start was a huge plus for us. And I didn't know that about UTEP as far as how they're scripted as far as what they like to do. And look, any way you can get a team off the mark of how they like to win, that's just only going to give you an extra advantage on how to win that game that night.
And if you look at that Boise State game that UTEP played, which is a pretty big win, especially for a CUSA program, they threw the ball 11 times and ran it 54. Like that right there shows you what they like to do, and they won that game 27-10.
And Hardison threw the ball 51 times Saturday.
Exactly.
51, and they only ran the ball 38 times, which, I mean, that's not bad. I mean, they had 181 yards, but 51 passes, and he was only 23 to 51. So his QBR was 41.
Yeah.
But the 3 interceptions were big. And then, on the flip side, Parker McNeil, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Where's this been?
Huge improvement from what we've seen the last couple of games. But yeah, I thought he played great. If we can get this kind of performance out of him week in and week out, I feel like this team can really make a push for the Conference USA championship, or at least get us in the discussion, because our biggest hurdle now is, we have North Texas, which is not going to be a slouch, but that will give us a chance to compete with the UTSAs and the UABs down the road if we can get him that type of performance out of Parker McNeil every week.
Right. And I mean, gosh, really, the way we played against tougher opponents, we're going to have to be. I think the rest of our schedule, Rice might not be as bad, but the rest of our schedule, I mean, we can't take a nap on anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I mean, this conference is wide open. So it seems like any week you can easily get beat. So it's something we got to bring our hard hat every game, because it's, like you said, it's going to be a dogfight from here on out, because everybody is really I think we're so competitive as a conference to where, other than UTSA, I think it's going to be close, who is going to be that second team there in the conference.
Hey, and a quick shout out to our guy from Jonesboro, Kelton Moss. He had 4 tackles, 1 for a loss, for UTEP, and I
was very impressed with him. Very impressed. He was good. I don't know what his future like. I don't know what his future like is for next level, but man, that dude can fill up some gaps. He was good. Yeah. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. He doesn't necessarily fill up the stat sheet, but you don't really expect that from a D tackle. Yeah, but if you watch the games, I swear every play he gets 2 defenders. I mean, he gets 2 blockers. He draws 2 people to block him every time, and that right there, as you saw a couple times, number 10 for UTEP Knight, the linebacker, he had multiple times where he was coming through the middle of the freaking O-line because they had 2 guys on Kelton.
Yep. And Clay,
if the team goes if they go 1 blocker on him, he gets off of them, I swear.
Yeah. and Clay, as a linebacker, that's what you want. You want a defensive tackle like that can get 2 guys to where it frees you up, to where you can shoot through the gap and make the tackle a lot easier like that. So Moss kind of reminds me of Kyle Williams from Ruston, who actually obviously played for the Buffalo Bills. He would do the same thing, to where he would make the linebacker's job a lot easier, because he can take on 2 offensive linemen, to where it's a lot easier for the linebacker to kind of free reign and do whatever he needs to do. So I was very impressed with him.
And Kyle, like you're talking about, Kyle was probably one of the quietest D tackles that you would ever know.
Yep.
I mean, not a lot of stats, not a lot of Pro Bowls and everything, but man, he was a worker. Got it done.
And Tom Brady hated him. He hated playing against him as far as, I mean, he don't hate him as a person. He just hated playing against him because he knew when Kyle Williams was there as lined up as a defensive tackle, he knew he was going to have his work cut out for him. And that just shows you what Moss, I mean, he was a guy that really, he gave offensive linemen havoc because you had to put two guys on him just to make sure that he cannot disrupt on what the play is going to be on that down.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, and it's cool hearing that from like an outsider's perspective because obviously I'm going to be a bit biased to him, and I'm going to say, oh, he had a great game every time or something, but he does that every game, literally. And I've watched him. I mean, 3 years of it now at UTEP and 2 years at Kilgore, I saw him do it. And crap, at Jonesboro, he was getting two people on him and still had like 130 tackles his senior year. So he puts up numbers. I think he's going to be able to succeed the next level somewhere. Even if it's just practice squad to start off or something, I'd be shocked if he don't get a shot.
All right. Well, back over on the Tech offensive side again. Trey Harris, 5 receptions, 126 yards. Griffin Abear again. I thought he was going to break another long one. He had 6 catches, 76 yards.
It doesn't make sense how he just gets open.
Yeah,
he's so good. He is so good. I can't believe that he's a senior already. I mean, he's been so fun to watch. He's kind of snuck up at him now being a senior, but I really hope that he gets a shot at the next level. He's just a very efficient route runner, a very efficient receiver. But yeah, I thought him, Smoke Harris and Trey Harris and Griffin all had great games.
And on the running side, which I think we had a total of 130 yards. Not counting our sacks, of course, but Marquise Crosby, 75 yards. And I guess we had no rushing touchdowns. All the touchdowns were through the air. Oh yeah, I forgot about
Taj. 6, right?
Yeah, that's right. And of course, the Dogs got up to a 30-10 lead at halftime. And then third quarter just kind of
it seemed like UTEP had the ball pretty much the whole third quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the stat sheets, they beat us on the stat sheet in every major category. So we're just very.
Here's the third quarter. So UTEP 84-yard drive, turnover on downs. Tech 3 and out. UTEP 44-yard drive to the Tech 14, turnover on downs. Tech 3 and out. UTEP touchdown. Tech 3 and out. UTEP touchdown. And then that's when it was 30-24. And then UTEP had them on that 3rd and 2. And then Tech, Trey Harris had the long play. And that game could have switched if Trey Harris don't make that play. Like all the momentum was in UTEP's favor.
Or UTEP not kicking field goals on those.
Yep.
You get in that close. And I realized they were down quite a bit, and it's kind of not very farsighted to to plan for that, but sometimes you just gotta you got to show something for your work.
Yeah, that situation at a 30-10 score is different than like whenever they get to 30-24 and you're like they should have kicked back then, but you also are like, why would they kick to go down 30-13? Like, what is that going to do?
Oh yeah.
It's hindsight's 20/20, but it definitely hurt to look back on that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm sure that coach is just kicking himself for that. But hey, that's football. That's why we love it.
That's right. Yep. It's a very frustrating game, but it is what it is. I mean, you have to look at each situation of when it happened. So I don't blame him for not kicking the field goal there because you're down. Yeah, when you're down that much, you have to get as many points as you can out of that drive. So
And and it seems like every week over on the defensive side, we talk about Tyler Grubbs. He's always, it seems like he gets 10 tackles in every game.
Tackling machine. Yep. He is the Bobby Boucher of Tech football.
And had 1.5 tackles for a loss. But hey, how about Jaden Cole this week? 11 tackles, 1 sack, 1.5 tackles for loss.
Yeah,
nice
he was
job.
everywhere.
Yes, nice job. Although you don't like seeing your defensive backs making quite so many tackles, but and well, same thing. BJ Williamson had 10 tackles as well. So they were definitely, and I didn't pay that close attention to where they were making those tackles. If it was once they broke it through to the next level, or if they were coming up, playing up on the line. So I'm not sure, but
UTEP did a solid job of running the ball. So it might have honestly just been the D-backs having to make the tackle to stop them from breaking it farther, because UTEP had 4.8 yards per carry on 38 carries.
And that's really good. I mean, if you get, that's almost 5 yards a pop. I mean, that's wow. Yeah.
And if that, like I said, if Tech doesn't get that touchdown to open up the game, UTEP does that for the whole game.
Yep.
And it would be a totally different game.
Now, did UTEP win the coin toss?
Yeah.
Them to defer? Yeah. Well, if I'm the coach for UTEP, I would if I win the coin toss, I want the ball so I can set the tone for how my offense is used to playing. So that's kind of a head scratcher right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't understand that. And then they, the fact that they don't like to throw the ball that much, and threw it 51 times to 9 different receivers too.
Yeah.
I mean, he spread it out, and they all had, decent production, but geez.
Yep. And I guess to counter what the UTEP coach was thinking, maybe he was thinking, okay, I have a struggling Tech offense who's been struggling the first 4 games. Let's see if they can prove that they have made some adjustments there coming off the bye week. So I guess you got to look at both sides of the coin, and so
you want your defense to go out there and punch them in the mouth and set the tone.
It kind of backfired on that decision.
And Tech had to have a script that they've been working on for 2 weeks now for this situation. And obviously it worked, because six plays, what was it, 74 yards? That's a heck of a drive, and it was effortless, honestly.
Yep.
The first 3 drives were, and there was no stopping them. And then it kind of slowed down after that, but I mean they had the control of the game.
Yes, I mean, especially that first half. I mean, we came out with our hair was on fire, so I felt like that was the half that we needed if we wanted to win this game, is that we had to get off to a good start, and obviously we did, and it definitely paid off.
Yep.
And
did Tech have a long field goal, or did they try one?
Yeah, 52 yards.
52 yards, yeah. Buck Buchanan.
Yeah, they brought in a kicker that I didn't know was on the roster.
Yeah.
They kick it and they say that name. I'm like, that's not Barnes.
I thought Buck Buchanan was retired and in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I was like, how did this happen? I didn't know what was going on either when they said that name. And I don't know if something happened to Barnes, or do they just want to give this kid a shot?
He probably just had he might be their distance kicker.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know Alabama used to do that back in the day.
And overall, we had a good special teams day. Good returns. Well, I think Smoke Harris averaged 24 yards a return on his 3 kickoff returns, and then 12 yards on his punt return. So,
and some gadget plays from both sides. Tech had the freaking swinging gate on the goal line that was dang near unstoppable with Smoke, and then UTEP had the ridiculous play for like 45 yards that Tech had no idea was coming. Like tossed back to the other side of the field, and there was no one but him.
But that was a good win for Tech. Y'all have anything else about this game, or you want to head on into next week?
No, let's go on to North Texas.
All right, so we got North Texas coming up next week. North Texas, let's see, they just came off a win against Florida Atlantic, 45-28. Yeah, was that at Florida Atlantic?
I believe it was.
So
Was it? Or was it?
well,
It was at home. It was at
Was it home? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
oh, and we get to go there
45-28.
again. Yeah, 35-28. It was 21-28 at halftime, North Texas, and then they just kind of handled it from there. Let's go look at their stats, see who their big guys are.
I watched them play UTEP opening game of the year. They've got a quarterback that's 29 years old. He played baseball, I think, for the Yankees.
How do you say his last name? It's like
Oni.
Oni.
Austin
A-U-N-E.
Yeah.
Oni, huh? And they are a team that really likes to run the ball. I think they're 16th in the nation in running the ball. So it's kind of like a UTEP team to where that's what they want to hang their hat on the offensive side of the ball is they want to run the ball for them to be efficient. So because I do remember when they played UNLV, they got into a pretty big shootout. So I feel like if we can get them in a shootout, that'll work better for us rather than us playing a low scoring game like we do against like a UAB type team. So this team's very good at running the football. We got to stop the run, make Ani throw the ball because he's kind of like McNeil. I think he has 15 touchdowns and 7 picks for the year. So he's kind of like our quarterback of where, he does like to throw it to the other team. So hopefully we can stop the run to where we can make him pass a little bit more that he's not used to.
Yeah, 214 yards rushing per game for North Texas. That's a lot. And then 5.0 yards per carry. So, I mean, they do it in chunks, it seems.
Yeah, this past weekend, they ran 51 times for 300 yards. So they definitely – They
still average 262 yards passing. So, I mean, that's 480 yards of offense a game.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Also, something interesting. They've only been sacked 6 times, 6 games.
Oh, wow.
That's very good. That's very impressive.
Yeah. Their line must be experienced.
And his Austin Awney has 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So
it
sounds a little better than our guys.
Yes.
I think we may have the inverse of that, 5 and 16.
But
as a team,
are they 3-3
for the
year?
Yes, 3-3.
So they're kind of like with us as far as
2-0 in CUSA play though.
So
yeah, they lost to SMU 48-10. They lost to Texas Southern 59-27.
They beat Texas Southern.
Oh yeah. Sorry, UNLV. They lost to UNLV 58-27, and then lost to Memphis 44-34.
Those aren't 3 bad programs to lose to.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, not at all. So we definitely have our work cut out going to Denton.
Yeah.
That's always been a tough place to play.
Oh yeah.
So
any sport for Tech.
Yep. So
Denton and
I feel like
are the places I hate.
yes. So this is going to be a tough matchup for us, but I feel like if our defense can keep getting better each week, I think that's going to work out better for us, especially for the offense side of the ball. Because I just feel like the more games we get, hopefully the more better and more consistent our offense can be, getting used to this Sonny Cumbie offense. But we'll see. Definitely looking forward to it.
And when if you look at it statistically, comparison, we're averaging 30.2 a game, and North Texas averaging 34.3, and points allowed. Tech is 37.2, and North Texas is 36.3. So they're giving up points.
Yep.
And apparently defense is not their strong suit. So hopefully we can exploit that a little bit and
might be a shootout.
Ooh, I'm always I don't feel like we're built for shootouts right now.
No.
Yeah, no. And Seth Luttrell is a good coach. I mean, he's been there for a while there at North Texas. So he is an offensive type minded guy. So it's gonna be fun to see there at 3:00.
So 3:00 in Denton, Texas, is it?
Yep.
I think that's right. So
yep.
Hopefully we'll be able to catch that. I'm sure it's on ESPN Plus.
Yep.
So everybody should be able to see that. All right. Y'all want to? Is there any other local colleges you want to talk about? Some of our high school games. I know we don't have a whole lot to talk about as far as Jay Hodge goes.
Yeah, disappointing loss for Jonesboro against Red River. They
Yeah.
could have won that game. It's disappointing, but at the same time, I don't know, it kind of made me feel good because Red River's not a bad team. They never are. And I believe they're like 14 in the Division III non-select rankings right now. So, I mean, that's a step up from us because we're in D4 now. So, seeing a team that we only lost that game by 6 and made some mistakes at the end with clock management and everything that, you know, if we do one or two things right, we have a chance to get that ball and honestly go down the field because we had all the momentum.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, Red River's number 13 in Division III right now. 3 behind Sterlington. So that shows you where they're at.
Yeah.
So where does that put Jonesboro? What's that?
Oh,
Go
we're
ahead.
we're in the 20s, somewhere in the 20s.
20s.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get
We're at 30 right now in D4, and I think the top 28 make it.
right 28.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we got Mansfield this week, who hasn't lost. I mean, hasn't won.
Okay.
And they got beat up pretty good this weekend by Winfield. So hopefully they'll be licking their wounds and we can come in and
bounce
some
back
points
game.
on them. Yep. And
I'm looking ahead. We need to beat Mansfield. We need to beat Lakeview. And
which you should. Lakeview's bad.
Yeah, we should win both of those. And then Winfield at the end of the year, it's a toss-up. Always will be. But if we can beat Lakeview and Mansfield, I think we can sneak in that 28 to 20 range, I don't think we'll be any higher than that. But, hey, if we sneak in at 28, give me number 5.
oh yeah, because we don't have
Arcadia. Did I cut out?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
Yeah, if Jonesboro sneaks into 28, they will be facing number 5 Arcadia in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh,
I'm okay with that.
Well,
yeah.
Yep.
Bill, it says 2 minutes left on the time.
Wrong
account?
I probably am. Yeah, because last week they were recording at the same time, so I jumped over to my so what,
so we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon, I guess.
Yeah,
so how
go with Rustin? What would Rustin do?
Tell us about Rustin.
Rustin beat Ash. Can't remember the scores, 40-something, 20-something. We looked good. Dyson Fields was out, so our number 2, Jordan Hayes, stepped in and did phenomenal. Rushed the ball very, very well. We go back down to Alexandria again. We play Pineville, so it should be another easy win. So Rustin is sitting number 1 in the Division I power rankings. So yeah, so Rustin's rolling right now.
Yeah, they should beat Pineville as bad as they want.
Oh my gosh!
Yes,
Rustin can score 100 on Pineville.
Yes,
I guarantee you.
Yep.
They can leave the varsity at home and go win that.
Yep. JV's gonna get a lot of playing time.
Absolutely. Yeah. If the starters aren't sitting by the end of the first quarter, there's something wrong.
Yeah, something wrong.
We didn't get to. I don't think we had an episode that week, but a heck of a win against freaking LCA. That's huge.
Yes,
like even if LCA is a smaller school, they're one of the top 5 schools in the state every year.
Yes.
They're amazing.
Yes. They are the Evangel of 2022 than what Evangel was back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That's how good they are.
So what division do they have to play in?
They're select. I think they play up.
Yeah. They're Division 2 or 1.
They play up to Division 2.
Yeah.
So they play against St. Thomas More, Turlings Catholic,
De
La Salle, Madison Prep. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, we're about to
good.
get cut off. So
Good deal.
Go
hey,
Dogs.
good show. Go Dogs. Hopefully we'll bring a conference win back next week, and same for the Tigers and Bearcats.
Amen.
That's right. Let's do
All
it.
right.
All right.
All right, guys.